Okay, nice work, brother. You got it working. We just had to move the projection down slightly and make sure the alignment was correct with all the blocks and things like that. We're gonna check out the other projections in a minute to make sure all of them are still working. But if we wanted to, we could technically test this now, right, DR?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a camera on the front here.
Hmm. We've got gyroscopes, we've got a reactor, we've got a remote control, we've got an antenna. Is there anything else we need?
A great degree of luck.
We need all the luck. Would the camera in the middle of the two thrusters have been damaged?
Yes.
Hmm.
These blocks down here be damaged too.
Say again?
All these fancy armor slopes you insist on putting on will be damaged as well.
Oh, that's a damn shame. But only when it's reversing, so we won't reverse. We'll turn if we wanna spin. We won't reverse. Okay. Now we're gonna watch you get this into position, right? Because you know how to do all the remote control with that. Look at that! How cool is that?
I need to set up the camera so I can view it. Oh no, I've got a camera's eye view.
Excellent. Oh, this is awesome. I'm going to turn my heads-up display off for this. Hang on, and in fact... Yeah, that's awesome.
How's that looking?
Yeah, looks good. So what you're going to do is you're going to extend the arms so they're almost touching that projection ship, right?
Yep.
And then you're going to rotate the arms and pull it back as it's coming through. Is that right?
That's the idea.
That's the plan. Okay, well,
This could also go horribly, horribly wrong.
Well, we'll see. And in fact, hang on, before you do anything with it, what I'm going to do is I think it's Control B. Yeah, okay, so we've just saved small ship. What are you? I don't know. What are you? Oh, it's you, but I've done it from such a horrible angle that it looks like there's an asteroid part of the ship, and there isn't. So let's try that again. Control B. Yeah, there you go. That's not it. That's it, there you go. That's right. Sweet. Right, so it's saved now.
Yeah, can you help me guide the arm out? I can't really see distance from here.
You've got quite a ways to go yet. You're almost there. Alright, you want to start slowing it down a little bit?
That's as slow as it goes.
Okay. Right, you're there. Oh, you're almost there. Yeah, you're there. You're there. The projection ship just needs realigning now, is all.
I think that should be good, actually.
Yeah?
And they have quite a big range on them. So this is going to work or go horribly, horribly wrong.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you want to hit the button?
No. You do it, man. You do it. I got this on lock for video.
Okay. 3, 2. Oh, hang on. 1.
So she spins at quite a rate.
Yeah, pretty slowly actually.
Are they actually welding anything though?
No.
Great success!
I'm going to try bringing it back a bit.
Okay, so it isn't intersecting the cockpit as it runs past it.
I don't know how far that moved it.
Come on, 3D printer, you can do this. It's easy work. Okay, that might be If it's going to work, it should be now, but it isn't. Ah, what's the problem? Oh, the welder's definitely on, yeah?
Mm-hmm. No, they're not. Because I forgot to redo the group.
Ah, okay, yeah, because you
Because
replaced
when I
the
switched it out
grinders.
from the grinders to
Yeah.
the lifters. Good call.
I'm worried for a second there. You might have to move it forward a little bit again. I don't know. Maybe. The nice thing about the projector ship is if it misses any bits, we could just turn the ship round and sort of like get it to do them bits extra.
Mm.
This thing looks so dangerous. Don't do anything yet because I've got to go reset my energy. I love that you've set the gravity to 0.3 G, so no matter where we fall from, it doesn't really hurt us.
Yep, that's the idea.
I imagine a higher gravity requires more power as well.
Probably.
Alright, I'm ready to go when you are, boss.
Where's that sensor? Oh, I do have it off. Okay. Let's go.
Ah, okay, the welders are on, and they're welding. Ah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Well, Digi, you've done it. 3D printer, 3D ship printer. Amazing. And it runs off all the base's resources. Oh, this is a monumental moment.
Yeah, let's move it back a little bit. Because it looked like it was hitting there.
And if they need anything, it'll tell the assemblers to build it, won't they?
No.
Ah, it's not that automated then. It's not like super automated. It's still pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy. It looks like it's missed some stuff on the back. I'm not sure though.
Well, it's still welding things.
This is awesome. Oh, there it goes. Putting in the cargo containers. Oh, that's excellent beyond words. Maybe even if you slow the rotation down, it will stay on the things for longer.
It'll also stay off them for longer, but I can slow it down a bit.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could do two at once. 2 projector ships, and then have one of these on each side of it, and it just spins through. Yeah, there you go. That'll probably be a better speed.
Yeah, it might help with lag too.
But I see what you're saying, because it's going slower. It's off it for a longer time, but it's also on it for a longer time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this thing's too cool. And it's quite compact as well, isn't it? Considering all you really need is the projector unit and the arm. And there you got a 3D ship printer. That's excellent.
Meteor storm inbound.
We don't care anymore. You can meet your shells all you like. We can rebuild. It does keep knocking into it, but I think the what is it? The dampeners keep putting it back in place. Oh, that's so cool. I really hope it's reaching these bottom armor blocks. Doesn't look like it is though. It looks like there's still a hologrammatic projection. It's doing all the important bits, like the storage bays, batteries, that kind of thing. Found a couple of rear thrusters as well, which is nice. Oh, it's already put a solar panel in, so I don't know how it's going to do the rest of the ship. Maybe if I take the solar panels off, actually, because they're like bonnet pieces. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't block things though.
Oh, does it not?
No, it goes right through.
Oh.
The question is, does it have enough range for this? I don't see it working on any of the bottom armor blocks.
Yeah, no, that was one of my concerns.
I was going to hop in and move it forward, but I ended up bumping.
Oh, it looks like it's drifting away, to be honest with you. The inertia dampeners are on though, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Get back here, shit.
It looks pretty good to me.
Hopefully it'll just jump back into place in a second then.
Maybe it's just desynced for you a bit.
That's so cool though, I can't believe we're printing a ship.
I think what I'm going to do is move it more towards the center of rotation.
Okay.
That way all the center ones should be constant contact. Thing is, I can't actually see.
Oh yeah, 'cause
What direction's that going?
then you get into perspective here. Okay, you can move it. That looks like it's going up and left. You want to sort of just go left and down. Yeah, that's good. You want to sort of bring it back a little bit as well though, I think, maybe.
Is it hitting?
No,
Actually-
no, you're alright.
See, what I'll try and do is remote control it without using the camera. Because I can see the ship from here.
Yeah, that's good. Ah, look at you go! Digital Reaper, RC Spaceship Champion 2039.
That looks about right.
Mm-hmm. Now we might still have to do some work on the lower side,
Yeah.
but apart from that, it's working pretty well.
To be honest, the whole welding setup needs a rethink. I think it might be better in sort of an XY setup.
I think the projector as well, if we can set the projector so the ship is flat with the projector ship. Do you see what I mean? So instead of it being sort of like looking like a sausage on a fork, it's more like two flat surfaces. That might make it easier for the welders as well. This is awesome though, I can't believe this is happening. We can kind of mass produce, once we get the logic down, we can start to mass produce ships, and that's important. I think if we're going to build ships like this, what we need is welders on top and welders on bottom, and then just run the ship through it, and then like run the projection through it, and out the other end comes the full ship. I think that'd be pretty cool. Just like a bed of welders that it runs through.
Yeah, just a big grid of them.
Yeah. Oh god, could you imagine? That would be so cool.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Just big stationary grid, no pistons or rotations or anything. Then you fly the projection ship right up to the welders and slowly back it out as it welds up.
Or if you got them to go flat with one another, you could even just have the projector ship push the projection through and out the other side.
No.
I reckon it'd fit.
You need to start at the ship end.
Oh yeah.
No, it'd be more like
very impressive. I like this a lot.
It'd be more like the object rising out of a vat, if that makes sense. Like the resin 3D printers.
Oh yeah, I get ya. So it's like pushing it through instead.
It's pulling it out of the welders. Like the projection goes right through the welders, but it can't actually weld anything in there.
Mm.
And as you pull it out, it welds more and more.
Starts to weld more, yeah, I get ya.
Once all the welding is done for that particular section, you move back a bit and it starts welding new stuff. You might be able to do it on a piston though, if you put a coupling on the projection ship.
And just pulled it back on that end as opposed to the projector. Could work. Oh, what happened there? Why did... Whoa, 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 what happened there?
I didn't see. What's going on?
The welders are freaking out now. They're bouncing back and forth, and they just bumped into the ship and hit something, I think. Let me check the damage real quick. I think they're still alright, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I had to go and recharge there kind of urgently. And of course, as soon as I turn my back...
It starts to go all crazy.
Yeah. I need to bring the ship in closer. Is that working lights on the ship?
Yeah.
Must be getting power then. I suppose it's getting power from the...
solar panels and the batteries, yeah.
No, it's getting power from the projector ship.
Oh, excellent!
You might need to upgrade the reactor on the projector ship to cope with whatever it's building as well.
Yeah. Well, these small ships aren't too bad, because at the same time they got the sort of batteries. So, I imagine the reactor's dumping into that as well. That's a bit crazy. Okay, how's it looking?
The list of things on the ship is increasing. So, can you sort of guide me in here?
Yeah.
Do I need to go forward or
Yeah, keep going forward.
sort of give me a range?
Slowly. Okay, you're in range of the welders now.
It's kind of hard to do because I have so little power left. The reactor output is like 800%.
Oh, what, in the little projector ship?
Yep, because the projector ship is powering the big ship, and all its thrusters and things too.
Okay, right. We might need to rethink. For a little ship, though, this is cool. It's done a very fantastic job.
Yeah. But if we have it on a piston, the little ship will be powered through the connector by the station and its big reactors.
Ooh.
So the station will power the ship, which will power the ship being built. Although it only has a small reactor, that station. Just one small reactor plus a backup that's turned off.
And we're running all this stuff off of it. These welders and drills and whatever.
Yeah. I don't think it's doing too badly, actually.
Yeah, no, it's doing a pretty good job. I don't know how we're going to get the underside. I suppose we're just going to have to put it on the edge of the rotation head. Or we could stop the rotation head and move the projector to get the underside. Like stop the welder head from spinning and just move it in manually. This is cool though, we haven't had to lift a finger to weld it.
Let's see, main reactor platform. Max output 5 megawatts, current output 0.9.
It's like Factorio all over again.
So we're about 18% load on the main reactor. Plus if we really needed to, we could fire backup, I suppose. That's the little one up in the respawn room.
The super carrier I designed yesterday had 4 large reactors as a backup to the room of batteries I built. So I think we're going to go batteries with the super carrier because the amount of guns it's got on it defends against meteorites, which means you can have solar panels on it. But also the super carrier is always travelling, so it's going to be in sunlight regardless of whether we want it to be or not.
Problem is ammo for the guns.
Yeah. Well, by the time we get to that point of building a super carrier, we'll have enough magnesium and all that stuff needed.
Yeah. Magnesium takes a long time to refine, though. That's the issue.
Does it go through an arc refinery?
No.
Okay, well, with the super carrier I had yesterday has got like 12 12? Yeah, 12 refineries on it. I think it's 12. It's either 6 or 12. I know it's quite a big disparity there, but I'm pretty sure it's 12.
It's either 6 per side or 6 total.
Yeah. I think I've got them stacked on top of one another as well, with a conveyor belt in between them that's hooked up to the sort of drawer out of a ship, and then all the refineries are then either going into assemblers or into large containers.
Yeah, it looks like it's not getting the bottom layer of this.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we are going to have to stop the welding arms once it's done and spin it round.
I might be able to nudge it slightly. See how that goes. Oops, a bit too far. Maybe?
It can weld through stuff it's already welded.
Yeah, it's basically an area of effect weld.
Ah, okay. We shall see.
Well, it hasn't done these thrusters yet. Ow. I think I just got welded.
Excellent, excellent. And in a spacesuit, no less. That's safe.
A bit welded
doing
now.
the side thrusters.
Yeah.
We're just going to spend the next hours building 3D printers in this game now, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh god, what have we started?
I reckon we just build a massive grid of grinders.
Yeah.
Or not grinders,
Welders.
welders.
Yeah.
Grinders is the opposite of what we want. Unless we make it double-sided, like have a floor made of the conveyor blocks. Grinders on one side, welders on the other.
So any ships we salvage just get run straight into the grinders, and eventually they
Yeah,
can
they
be
go
used
in
for
one
3D
side
print.
with a different ship on the other.
Yeah, mate, that'd be awesome. This is so cool. Alright, side thrusters are getting done. Oh, this is awesome!
I did see a setup where you attach artificial mass blocks to it, and then it just sort of pulls the ship in with gravity into the ground.
All the drills done by the looks.
So what is this, your mining ship?
Yeah. This thing's a cool little thing. You've got to be careful though, because if you just sort of... If you turn the inertia dampeners off and just glide through an asteroid, it is possible, but sometimes it will lose its course, and when it does that it breaks the solar panels, so you've just got to be a little bit careful with them. But everything else is perfect, it glides straight through. And it's got loads of storage capacity on it, so...
Yeah. I attacked one of those mining holders in creative. I think it was the mining holder? It had about,
have tons of resources on them.
about 4 or 5 large containers in it.
Just the resources in a large container alone, like to build one, is worth plundering, do you know what I mean?
To be honest, there's more resources in building the containers than there is actually in them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
That's
this
a good
thing's
thing we've
still
got
well.
like 4 of them up there, so we've got sort of a redundancy, so we've got quite a way to go before we fill them up. Like our storage up there. Have we got 2 or have we got 4?
We've got 3.
Oh, is there 3? There's 3 with space for a 4th one, isn't there?
Yeah. We're using about 2 1/4 total.
Yeah. Well, that's not too bad then. And that's not including all the sort of little containers we got scattered about as well, which ultimately could be overflow storage if it ever got to that point. If we notice stuff getting put in them chests instead, that's when we know we need to start building more large containers. Some of these welders seem to be going constantly now, which is nice. I think you've got it in the right position now.
Lore's online.
Oh, really?
Just signed in the sky.
Oh. I thought she was going for drinks with friends tonight. I could be wrong.
Maybe she's here to shout drunken abuse at us.
Oh, excellent. I like drunken abuse. Oh, look at! Did you just see all them thrusters go on the side then? Oh,
no, I was too busy looking at the armor blocks on the bottom.
That was beautiful, man. Oh, that was so cool. Right, I'm gonna see if Laura wants to join us. I'll be right back. We found a space, Laura. Hello.
Hello. Do you have time to speak of our Lord and Savior Ace?
So we made a 3D printer in Space Engineers, and it's kind of amazing, and it's printing our ship. It's lagging a little bit, like I'm down to 14 frames recording, but I think Fraps is really unfriendly when it comes to Space Engineers. But yeah, we've built a ship. It's almost finished. It's just having trouble getting the bottom armor pieces, but we think we know what the problem is there. We're going to make a different design. But for the most part, we have created a 3D printer basically, haven't we? It's amazing.
To be honest, we wouldn't be the first.
Well,
but, you know.
no, yeah, obviously not. I don't think.
But still, it's
we're
something.
We're probably not going to be the first anyway. We seem to take a lot of our ideas off the people of YouTube and kind of not improve on them, but do them in our own way. So where usually people would probably have put like an entire wall of welders up, and would have also made the projector a stable platform. We've gone for neither of that, but we've still got the projector and we've got the welders, which are the sort of key parts of a 3D printer. So the fact that we can move ours about a bit easier because they're not on rails is neither here nor there, I guess. I really hope it starts just dumping in them bottom armor blocks, though. I really do. In fact, the ship's probably, I'm not being funny, but that ship's probably in a flyable condition now, to be honest with you.
More than likely.
Yeah, so you could probably disconnect it from the projector once it's finished doing its thing, and then just spin it around on there to finish it off.
If you disconnect from the projector, you lose the projection.
Ah, this is true, yeah. YOLO.
Downloading world.
You'd assume we would just keep a local copy and just update it as it needed.
I think that's what it's doing.
No, it's the same download size every time. 7 meg, that's not an update. That's
I got
that's
this
full
one.
world.
Hands McHands! McBand, motherfucker! Pow! I should probably watch my language, I am recording.
Not anymore. Is that...
Superbus videos I censor, right? Video game videos I don't censor so much. Superbus videos I tend to censor and watch my language in because we're not exactly teaching people how to build, but I hope we're inspiring a couple of people to go out there and get an RV, do you know what I mean? My neighbours went out and they bought 2 RVs and then sold them a few months later when they realised that it was too much work. I would cut my arm off to be able to go out and buy 2 RVs instead of like, well, yeah, maybe the scrapping and sponging everything together sort of thing is kind of cool, like the salvaging and, oh look, we got this van for like a laptop and a set of headphones and a TV sort of thing, and we got this cooker out of another van and things like that. So just things like that are cool. I like doing that, saving money in that way. But seeing other people just going around and sort of spunking money on vehicles that they then get rid of after 2 months without doing anything with them, it's just so disheartening, do you know what I mean? I'd love to be able to just like, oh, we need something for the Superbus. Alright, cool, I'll just get it off Amazon then, do you know what I mean? As opposed to having to sort of scrounge around scrapyards and things like that. It's fun, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it, and when we have to make do, like when we had to salvage a 2-litre Civic radiator for a 1.6-litre CRX because we couldn't find a radiator, or we couldn't buy a radiator just straight up, so we went to the scrapyard and we made it fit, do you know what I mean? And that's part of the charm of the Superbus, but at the same time it irritates me when I see people just sort of having this opportunity and then just throwing it away. So we do sort of inspire people, but then at the same time they then realise how much work it is and then sort of give up. Whereas me and Fred, we've got to the point now where we're not giving up. Do you know what I mean? There's no physical way. After Superbus Mark 1, there's no way we're giving up.
Speaking of realizing how much work something is, this is one thing that I kind of sort of wanted to bring to the table for the. Let me take a seat in this chair. That I wanted to bring up for the potential crew meeting. Like some things. Ooh, what's that? Some things. There are things out there in the production cycle and in the artwork department and everything that do take their time, but it's very difficult to sort of explain that unless you have actually tried it out. So I forgot what my actual point was, but I think it's something like yeah, do try out some things, and if you find out in the process that those things take a certain amount of time, then that's okay, because those things do take that time. So this spinning thing is the printer.
Yeah, and the thing it's attached to is the projector, but it's bouncing it off now, I think. It's not happy. I just broke the solar panel, but it's re-welding it, so that's fine.
I don't know if it's doing it on your end, but on mine, the pistons are coming apart.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, like the cylinders are sitting beside
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Oh, my scrap heap is over here. Yay!
I don't know what's happening there, that's kind of crazy. I need energy, less than 30%, that's not good.
After that survivor mode thingy, I got so paranoid that every time my suit energy dropped below 50%, I was like, need to recharge now!
Lord, they've released a new survival game on Steam. and you're the survivor of a plane crash, and you land like in the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean, and you have to survive. It looks amazing. Oh my god! And it's only $10.99. It looks like the Long Dark, but like Desert Island style Long Dark without wolves, which I can handle. I can handle less wolves in my Long Dark.
You don't have to explore an underwater city, do you?
Find Atlantis. That would be amazing. More games need to do that. Like games that, like the Long Dark is a fantastic game. But could you imagine if you discovered like ancient Incan ruins or something like that, and there was just sort of this whole sub game going on? That's what I liked about zombies in Call of Duty. Like you could play zombies, right? Playing zombies was the name of the game. You killed as many of the bastards who come near you, basically, and you did it with awesome weapons. But there was also this whole subplot going on where you had to discover what the Doctor was up to, and then later on in like you went to the moon, and then you could do this whole like long ass mission to launch the missiles and rid the world of the zombie virus and things like that. It had this whole sub thing, so you could do the sort of get to level 50 and be a legend sort of thing, or you could do the whole let's do the storyline and sort of keep crawlers alive and things like that, and that was awesome. So I think if more games had sort of like a sub story, but then I say that, and then more games companies start focusing on a sub story, and then the actual story starts to suffer. So I don't know. You can never have it both ways.
Yeah, it is a delicate, intricate balance.
Yeah, all about that balance, man.
I am having another moment of deja vu right here.
Uh-oh.
And it's like a deja vuception, like deja vu within deja vu.
I think I've remembered this before.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've done a similar moment inside another game already.
Yeah, I don't think it's
weird. I think I've only experienced deja vu once at my auntie's house, and that was strange. Do you know what I mean? That was really weird.
Well, I'm kind of used to it. I don't know. Well, as much as I know of the sort of basic brain works, I think it's just that the idle brain has been able to sort of run simulations, and when a real situation that is close enough to be recognized as the same kicks in, then I already have that memory.
Deja vu, I think, is actually caused by a delay in one of your sensory inputs compared to the other one.
Well, I understand.
Like you see something and then you hear it slightly later.
Yeah, that's the real deja vu, but I am speaking then of a little bit. Well, the experience is similar to deja vu, but like when I have a sort of existing memory or existing like situation that I am already aware of, and I haven't been able to place, and then you come into a situation that you sort of recognize. Aha, so that's where it's from. So that's where I'm guessing where the sort of brain runs these sort of, I don't know, typical scenarios, and then you come across one that actually comes close enough to be recognized. Yeah.
DR is getting the bottom plates.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, look.
Is this thing dangerous?
If you get hit by the welders, I think it hurts, but it's survivable.
Okay.
Which is so real life, do you know what I mean? You're basically wearing a suit made of metal and you get hit by a welder. Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, isn't that kind of like getting hit by lightning while sitting in a car?
I don't know, is the spacesuit a Faraday cage?
Well, there's plenty of metal, I would kind of assume so.
I imagine what would actually happen if you hit yourself with a welder, because it needs to hit a metal part, and that metal part needs to also be connected to the ground of the welder, doesn't it?
Which is why there's two arms in the welder.
If I'm floating in the space, then I would be at the same potential as the thingy.
Is that why there are two arms in the welder? Because one of them's ground and one of them's weld?
I guess so.
That's pretty clever.
Whee!
Then
That's pretty
again,
clever.
how many welders do you know that spit out like metal plates and construction components while they weld?
Well, this is true. But at the same time, like there are production factories and things like that that sort of do this kind of thing, so... But what was the original point? Like with the welders, we're having. Yeah, if you got zapped in a spacesuit, firstly you'd need a ground. Okay, so that would require that both prongs of the welder would hit you. Second of all, I imagine there's enough fibre and kind of material fabric on the suit that would probably burst into flames. Although would it, because you're in a space environment and therefore it's starved of oxygen?
Except on the inside.
No, well, you can still have flames, you just can't see them very well.
And
Well,
I imagine
fire is a chemical reaction brought on by heat. So, I suppose you could have other kinds of fire that don't require oxygen, in theory.
What does the fire triangle say? It's like heat, fuel,
And
Heat, fuel, oxygen.
heat, fuel, and X gas here.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you were to go to a planet with, say, methane atmosphere, you know, then oxygen would be considered flammable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This
But
is
you could,
true actually.
if you lit a match, the planet wouldn't blow up. So it's all relative. Like the thing with needing oxygen is just from an Earth perspective.
Did you see the Mythbusters where Adam Savage was trying to like they were doing the wood cannon from the A-Team?
Yep.
And they were trying to explain the air-gas ratio there, like they were saying, oh, it needs more oxygen because the air-gas mix isn't enough. And when they did get it right, it still didn't launch the bits of wood out as far as they'd really hoped it would. It was quite meagre, to be honest with you.
What's the word they use? Was it stoichiometry or something like that? There's some name for it. It's to do with the mixture of gases, the right ratio.
That is probably the right word, but my brain doesn't.
Lower explosion limit.
The exposure to, or not the exposure, but maybe the mix ratio of the air.
The mix ratio, the gas-air mix ratio has several properties that you have to know from safety's perspective. Like one is lower explosive limit. That's the sort of the thinnest mix that will still ignite. And then there's the, I think, upper explosion limit, which is sort of the richest mix that will still ignite. And then there's the sort of the most optimal that will ignite at the.
It consumes everything with no byproducts or no
yeah,
left.
much. It requires the least energy to ignite.
Like,
I
2
know this
oxygen atoms for every
because
hydrogen atom.
I worked on a whole safety course about it.
A course on how to blow things up.
Ask me about the prevention methods in like when building motors and stuff like that. What are methods that you can use to prevent the exploding hazard?
Prevent?
That's the typical
you know,
DR
so that you will know what you're working against.
It's never
so that,
against
so that you will
DR.
know which parts
explosions
to
work for
sabotage.
him. The explosions work for DR, never against him. This ship might also be dented in certain places, not just because of my shoddy blueprint work, but also because the welding arm occasionally bumps it out of place, and I have to bump it back into place.
Uh-oh.
That's alright, you'll get out of there in a second once you realign. There you go.
Just don't touch both welders at once.
Oh, did you die?
Yeah.
Oh.
I survived for a second, but I think I got caught between the ship and the welders. As long as I was sort of skipping along the rotating part, I was fine. But I think I floated in between the.
Don't touch that welding arm and ground. They lethal. It's entirely possible that the shroud is the ground, and they are 2 welders.
I suppose they could be like some sort of MIG welder.
Yeah.
Or no, be arc welding, tungsten arc. I suppose.
That doesn't need a gas though, does it? TIG welding.
It needs a shield gas to
yeah,
protect
it's
from
tungsten
oxygen.
inert gas as opposed to metal inert.
Meg-
huh?
Yeah, metal inert gas.
Inert gas. See, I know about welding because I did the body course at college. I'm good at welding with a MIG welder with all the gas and everything, I am not good, and you're going to love this, at welding with a gasless MIG welder. Gasless MIG welder? How does that work? Well, apparently all the shit's in the wire, like all the
Yeah, flux core wire.
Flux, yeah, and stuff like that. That's all in the wire. They are impossible to weld with. They are bubbly as fuck. It is horrible. You need to sort of build the weld up, grind it down, and then build it up again to make it look neat. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of like solder, like electronic solder, or well, pretty much any solder you get these days.
Yeah.
It's actually flux core solder.
Yeah. You not as good for you though, is it? I mean, not breathing in any solder is probably not good for you, but the flux core stuff is worse for you if you breathe it in. Than just
Probably.
the normal stuff that you flux on the board yourself and then solder. Don't breathe that shit in. Don't breathe any of that shit in.
Don't breathe anything.
Yeah, just air.
God.
Air. That's another thing I wanted to expand on in the Seeker. You know, when you're doing your edits, when it says oxygen levels, that should really be air levels. It shouldn't be oxygen levels at all.
Yeah. Another thing about breathing that I would like to address is when she goes down to the planet and the atmosphere there is different than what she's used to. I would like to tweak the reaction because.
She gets a headache or something, doesn't she?
No. What you have right now is she has pain breathing, and that doesn't work too well because humid air is actually kind of easier to breathe or easier to.
Okay.
Well, compared to, for example, if you would get into a hot, arid environment, you would have like pain breathing. Think hot sauna.
Oh, I get you. So like when you breathe,
or very cold and very dry would be painful to breathe. But if she's going from this sort of sterile, dry, used to environment into warmer and humid, I think the reaction would be more like suffocating a little bit, or sort of like it wouldn't be painful, but it would be unpleasant.
It'd be hard to breathe, and that just sharper intakes of breath as opposed to hurting ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do need to tweak a few things.
Yeah, and I would also think that if she's used to sort of dry, purified, and recycled air, then
recycled is the key word there. I wouldn't say
purified. Then point one, it might be more oxygen rich than she's used to, which might make her lightheaded a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And another thing, if the humidity is higher, it might feel a little bit like sort of.
Makes her sweat a bit more, maybe.
Yeah. Like.
She finds discomfort in places like that. Like she doesn't.
Exactly.
She's not comfortable on. I don't think she's comfortable planet side. I think she's got that whole thing with freedom going on. She doesn't really understand it at the moment, but that sort of gets put into perspective later on. But yeah, I think she doesn't really like being planet side. She feels trapped when she's planet side. More so than when she's in her shuttle, which is ridiculous because her shuttle is fucking tiny.
Yeah, but that's her corner.
Yeah, it's her home.
Yeah,
it's her home.
Her shuttle can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it can't.
And that's what she doesn't understand, and that's such an irritating thing. Like, she is the most free person. Right, I'm not even going to get into it because I am recording and we're going to get into spoiler territory here. But seriously, she needs to buck her fucking ideas up, is basically all I'm going to say.
Maybe we can work something together. But yeah, another element about the different atmosphere would be the smells she's not used to.
Oh god, yeah. All the sort of natural, earthy and grassy smells, or not even grass, just like large leaf smells and things like that. I imagine eucalyptus, yeah, like those sort of hard-hitting yucca, eucalyptus sort of sturdy tree smells. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't smell as clinical as a spaceship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God yeah. And even the recycled air in the ship is probably going to get a bit stale after a while. Even though it's been recycled and freshened up a little bit, it's never going to be like, how many times can you drink your own urine before like the water processor hasn't got enough anymore to keep it clean and things like that.
Let's find out.
Right now.
I've got a glass right here. Let's not.
I think I've got the sort of optimal reaction for the instant change of atmosphere. It's like you don't know how to take your breaths so that you will still feel okay.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because of the not just the atmosphere change, but the pressure change and the
yeah,
environment change. It also
So
compounds.
it wouldn't be painful, but it would be unpleasant, and it would be something she's not used to. Like, I don't know how to breathe. This sort of momentary panic, maybe even.
She's good as our Jewel. I love her to pieces. She's like the first badass human I've sort of put together. Like, I've got some badass humans. Kimberland technically was a Quixote character, and then because he became such a potent member of the Gathram crew, I specifically asked Quixote if I could use Kimberland, and he was basically like, yeah, do what you want with him. So I was like, he fits the Gathram crew perfectly, do you know what I mean? But he's kind of a badass character. Like, you can imagine the stoic, wise guy kind of type. But then everybody else, it's Reclaimers. Reclaimers are the badasses, do you know what I mean? So Destiny, Ludo, Rogue, all of them, they're the badasses. And then you've got like one badass human, Jewel, and she just kicks ass. She would be a Reclaimer if she hadn't been born a human, I'm pretty sure. Okay, it's still welding, but it doesn't look like any further progress has been made on the underside. So I've kind of just been sat here watching a blank slate. So for any of you watching my video, I apologise. Might have been a bit boring there for a second.
Just as one question.
You
Checking out Steam really quick. What was the game that you were talking about?
I can't remember. It's in like sort of my recommended. You know how Steam's doing that kind of recommended thing now.
Let's see. Not Grey Goo, not Life Feudal, Life is Strange.
I think it might be a new release, to be honest with you, because it's still in alpha, so that might help narrow the search down a little bit.
Stranded Deep sounds like.
Oh, that might be it. Does that sound familiar, DR?
Not really.
Chase Roll
But that's not safe.
plane crash survivor stranded somewhere in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, that's the one. And it looks amazing!
It does.
I'm just going around and putting these blocks in manually so that I can turn the projection off and sort of just spin it round and get it to spin it round. I should have probably done this about 10 minutes ago. Okay, so I haven't got the skill blade to continue this.
Charade.
I definitely think the new way
You
to
could
do
just
it.
edit the video so people don't have to watch all that.
I think they want to see our... Because apparently, and this is something that a couple of people have told me, they prefer when shit goes wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, when people see the ships flying off and things like that, that shit's hilarious to people.
Yep.
We're sat here raging our bollocks off, like, oh, I've spent ages and decades working on this ship. And then all of a sudden the landing leg freaks out and fucking spazzes it into space somewhere. And you're just left there crying. Because all these hours of work that you've just put in, I wish I'd put gyroscope and thrusters on it, and it's just gone. People love that shit. So yeah,
Yep.
It's like a car crash.
oh god, yeah.
For them, it's prime
it's a
time
terrible
drama.
thing.
They absolutely love it. You sick bastards!
A car crash is a terrible, terrible thing, but you just can't look away.
Watch, yeah.
I have had the same reaction to some of my stalker videos. Like, you know the kind of video where shit just works and you're doing your routine and everything falls into places and you're feeling good, and people don't seem to enjoy those so much.
no.
And then the other time, you're being mauled by mutants and you blow yourself up and you step into an anomaly and everything goes wrong.
This is the worst day you've ever had. 1,500 likes.
And everybody's
what the fuck?
Yay, love it!
I saw you suffered in this video. 10 out of 10 would view again.
Exactly.
I got caught in the welder's DR. It killed my face.
I have to be careful here not to ram into anything because this little bugger here still doesn't have much maneuverability, and I don't think I'm quite up to it today to start building. Although, I could finish up the thrusters at every side, I guess.
It's nice that when you save a blueprint, it saves the damage as well, because this is the worst thing I've ever seen happen to you. 5 stars. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it's a nice thing that the blueprints save the damage, because the ship that I'm building from Arabia, if you heard my latest plan, I think I told you earlier, about building the Arabian ship in Space Engineers and then sort of putting a green screen sky background on, and then using the special effects to sort of modify all that. If I do that, I'll be able to. Oh, and I got caught in the welder again. Brilliant. It's alright. I didn't have any inventory on me. Yeah, if we green screen that just means that any damage that we do while building the ship, we can save it, because it's quite a damaged ship that's coming in to land on Tucker 9 anyway. It's actually something of a wonder that Corey and Alex even managed to get it to take off again.
Large steel tube, thruster components.
Plus, we can actually damage the ship with guns if you want.
Yeah,
like
this
real
is
battle
true.
damage.
And
that's the question though, did the Arabian ship that the Reclaimers fly in take battle damage, or is it just some old wrecky thing that got hit by some asteroids or was just abandoned, wasn't worth the refurb costs? We don't know where that ship's come from, but it plays like one of the biggest roles in the story because it gets them started. So it's a good ship, but there's a lot of mystery involved in it. And that's why when I'm building it, I'm just going to build the outer shell. I'm not going to bother with rooms or anything like that, because we don't have to, when it comes to the thing, we don't have to film any interior shots. All that will be done live action.
Am I reading you correctly that you are talking about an actual live action show, not just a freebie?
This is going to be a freebie. This is going to be the. This is going to just be uploaded to YouTube as a sort of live action version of Picking Up Trash, which is like the first chapter of the book, and it's just going to be a live action advertisement of the sort of book. And I know some people don't really like video adverts of books. I totally understand that, but there is always the chance that if it's received really well, I'll go on and continue and make a web series out of it.
Yeah, the thing is that we're kind of heading on sort of aiming at multiple platforms anyway. Like I would love to do some of my stories as web comics and all that, so it makes sense that that stuff is like presented in different ways.
But we also need to be sure not to burn ourselves out. Like I want to make sure that any filming or anything, like we can tinker around with building the Arabian ship in Space Engineers and that now, but until after Quakeathon, I'm probably not going to do any focusing on taking flight until after the thon. Like the Seeker is priority right now, then Quakeathon, and then obviously around that Superbus and CRX, and then if I find time along the way. Oh, and the card game. The card game takes priority as well, because I said the other day I didn't want to get so far ahead in book releases that the card game sort of becomes irrelevant. So
yeah, you
we save
want
it
to
and then release it with the special edition, but then we'd have lost out playing the super card game for as long as we can. So.
Yeah, what I sort of think, what I have figured out, well, not even figured out, but pondered, let's say, is that you want to have the prototype card deck out so that there is this sort of one basic element that's working, and you and the others, and I mean the whole team, will have gone through the production cycle, finishing up one thing from beginning to end, so that there is one complete thing, but that we also have gained the experience
And managed to replicate it easily.
not even replicate it, but also the sort of feel of how the production cycle works. and also what are the things to look out for, and what are the things that you couldn't anticipate that are actually part of that stuff. And this way, yeah, well, so yeah, you might not even be able to or want to replicate the results as such, but the sort of you're more familiar with the conduct. That's what I'm saying. And also this means if you will have a prototype deck done, and that conduct already familiar and whatnot, your next then it would be much easier to work on the next decks, which
like
would
setting out the groundwork a little bit.
yeah, and also a new player.
A band player.
Also this way it would become easier with to release each next thing as book and deck in somewhat tied in already. Like after the prototype deck is out, then you'd want to sort of put the split personality and shell shock decks also into the back burner. Maybe they won't be the first priority projects, but they might be like subtly in the works already. So that there would be sort of consistent tie-in with the decks and the books.
Which is what we need, really.
Mm-hmm. I think I have gained some maneuverability here. Maybe. I won't come too close, just in case. Ah, okay. And all the thrusters are working.
What have I done here? I need to press T to get out of camera view, and then V to... And now... Oh, DR, you're awfully close. Be careful, my friend.
Oh, you added a reactor to it, I see. I guess. Or is that the batteries discharging?
That's the batteries now on this ship. Okay. Now, if I get out and we disconnect the projector ship, and then I spin the actual ship round because I've put all the underside components on it.
Ah, I see what you're doing now.
Oh.
What you doing?
And now, what we're going to do is, if I jump back in the cockpit real quick, I can detach from the projector ship, set my angle to that. Why is rotation not working? I guess it hasn't got enough thrusters in place yet. Okay, well,
No, it should be able to rotate. Maybe you don't have gyro online?
I just realized that.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. So let's...
Where is your gyro?
Oh shit, what happened then? Did I just back into the welders?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh.
I love a bit of back weldery.
Oh, now I get it. The antenna number 2 is the projector, isn't it?
Where is your gyro? Oh, I think I can see it actually. You have a couple of gyros in this, don't you?
Yeah.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh shit, what happened there?
I think I broke your gyro off.
Have you got the parts to...
It hadn't really been started. Let's see if I got enough. I do. I can get you a gyro online.
Nice, cheers boss.
Yeah, it's just because of the lag, and the gyro had only sort of been placed down and hadn't been filled in.
Yeah.
And I kind of just grind right through it, trying to get to it.
Nice
You should
work,
have gyro.
brother. Right, now let's do this without...
Actually, before you do that, can I just... in here, they're heavy blocks. There you go. I had to remove an armor block to get at it, so I'm just replacing that before you started welding things.
Oh yeah, look, you got the turn back. Nice.
Ship fuel low.
Ship fuel low. Well, once we get you out to the sun, that'll all change.
You don't have a reactor on there at all?
No.
By the way, an additional idea to the potential web series situation. If you're gonna use in-game content anyway, consider using something like Garry's Mod to play out the scenes instead of live action, because that would be a lot more customizable, a lot more easier to achieve. You could put more effort into the voice work, and it wouldn't look a lot worse than sort of goo and duct tape live action would.
Knux, can you move the ship forward a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Ship fuel low.
Little bit more. That'll do. That's you pretty much on axis with the spinny bit.
Excellent.
I turned the spinning off, by the way, but I re-enabled that just now.
Right, just keep saying ship energy is low, so I think I'm going to make a battery box
Storm inbound.
using the bench down here. So I think that's going to be it for another episode. We've managed to build an entire ship that works. Our only problem is that it doesn't have enough power, because obviously we're not in the line of the sun at the moment, which is fair enough, I think, because asteroids. But yeah, I'm going to go and build a battery box, and then we will be right back.